2026 World Cup, new rules kick in today in host city Vancouver as it prepares for hundreds of thousands of visitors. The temporary bylaws expand restrictions near BC Place and the FIFA Fan Festival site. The city says the measures are needed to keep the event organized and secure. Some worry that both the rules and the celebrations could cause disruptions for low-income and unhoused people. The bylaw will be in effect until the end of the World Cup. The CBC's Marianne Demain joins us now in studio with more on all of this. Okay, so if you live or work in the city, what are you going to start noticing as of today?
Yeah, you're obviously going to start noticing the traffic. Any of the detours you're going to have to take as a result of these festivities, but there are also some bylaws that take effect today, run until July 20th, and that includes much tighter rules when it comes to busking, street vendors, even advertisements that are in the area of the fan festivities, for instance, in and around BC Place where these games are taking place, tighter rules to protect branding for FIFA. But then there are also looser rules when it comes to temporary structures. Those are things that will pop up, for instance, in the fan zones, and even looser rules when it comes to sound and noise, expanded times when these will happen because, of course, they're dealing with international games, international time zones, and that means you could hear the excitement and the fans and the noise from these games go on even later than usual. This all applies to a 2-kilometer area around BC Place as well as Hastings Park. That's where the Fan Fest is happening. So while they are expecting a lot of people to come in, about 350,000 people for these games in Vancouver specifically, there are concerns from housing advocates about what this means for people who may be told to leave. So while they're bringing people in, will others be displaced? And so the city has said that while they are tightening rules around public spaces, they will still have the proper protections in place for the city's most vulnerable, including the unhoused, and they will not be impacted by these bylaws.
Okay, and let's turn our attention to Ontario because, of course, Toronto is also a host city.
Right.
The province passed its anti-scalping law just last month, partly to address World Cup ticket sales, ticket prices. So is any of that working at this point?
Well, it is put in place to try to protect the consumers and the customers and these fans from really inflated prices. But this morning we were on StubHub, which is, of course, a resale site. Tickets for $56,000, Hillary.
Oh, wow.
So really expensive. The province of Ontario is saying that this really will be a test of this new law. They have been in contact with these companies trying to sell these inflated prices for these World Cup highly coveted tickets. And they say that any company that does not comply with these new rules could face up to a $250,000 fine.
Okay, Marianne, thank you for taking us through it all. CBC's Marianne Demain.